So, welcome back to Croatia's unique cider apple orchard. It's been a year since the last video, and we're starting exactly where we started last year. This is Broxwood Foxwelp, which was planted on a graft that year. As you can see, it's now bigger than me. Behind me you can see a building that was in the process of being built when we were last recording, and that's now our pub. It's open. This is the White Boar. Right, moving on. Here we have one of the Somerset Red Streaks from last year that we showed you. As you can see, this also is bigger than I am. We've started to stretch out the branches to lower them down a little so they're not upright. So, and come spring we'll be thinning this out a lot more. This is the Kingston Black that I showed you last year. This again is almost as tall as me. Again, we're spreading the branches a little, making it a better tree, opening out a little. There's still plenty of more room. Remember last year we had problems with the trees we brought from England. They weren't doing very well, and they're still not doing wonderfully. This Kingston Black this year has started to shoot, albeit rather late in the year. Moving on, this is the crabapple tree, same old, same old. This is a Dabinett, and as you can see, here we are, 3rd, 4th of September, and the thing's flowering already, again, for some strange reason. So it's starting to grow, it's starting to look healthy, but it's still a little weird. And this is the second Dabinett that came from England, and again, it's not doing as well as it should, but the cuttings we've taken off these trees are all doing very well indeed. Now, okay, this way. The best successes this year have been these two trees. This is a Morgan Sweet, and that tree there is a Libret. And these are this year's grafts. They were all both saddle grafts, and as you can see, they've grown at least 1.5 meters, both trees, which is pretty amazing. This is the Yarlington Mill you saw last year, and this is starting to fill out. Again, we've got lots of cutting to do here, sort this out, shape it for next year, but again, it's good. It's a total failure, don't look at it. And another one. Over on this side, we have, if you remember, Kingston Black. This is the Kingston Black I showed you last year. As you can see, it's as tall as I am now. And this is Somerset Red Streak. No, yes, Somerset Red Streak. And it's a very sturdy, very strong plant. I'm very pleased with that. They're doing very well. Moving on. This was a tree that failed last year. But last month I've just put some buds on it. I've chip budded it, this one and a lot more, and hopefully this will be successful. This is from the cutting of the Tom Putt that I showed you last year. As you can see, this is very, very strong tree. You know, still far, far better than the original tree I brought from England. In fact, I've lost hope for those English trees. I'm just taking cuttings off them and putting them onto local trees, and doing far, far better and far, far quicker. Now, the tree I thought was Harry Masters' jersey turns out to be something completely different, and we don't know what. So here it is, a spindly tree. We had one apple of it, and it wasn't Harry Masters' jersey. We've no idea what it is. Again, this is a tree I showed you last year with Somerset Red Streak here, and this branch only is Broxwood Foxwelp. Again, very healthy. Now, let's look at again at what we are called last year's failures and see if they're any better this year. we've watered and fertilised this row of trees that we brought from England. This Yarlington Mill has at last started growing. We've got this much growth this year. Still not very imposing to say, you know, it's nearly 3 years old. This is the Putt that we took the cutting off for the tree you've just seen. As you can see, it's doing well as well, but not as well as its baby. This is the Tremletts Bitter that was doing nothing last year. If you look at the previous video, this thing was like, well, almost dead. But this year it had lots of apples on it, which I've taken off. It's got lots of growth on it, and it's starting to look really, really healthy with a really thick trunk there. The other Yarlington Mill, again, not much to say for that. Flimsy. And this is Dabinett. This is the Dabinett, and I've left some apples on. It's one of the few that had a few apples on this year, and I've just left them on just so you can see what it looked like and what the apples are like, you know. It's hard when you're watching apple trees grow, and then when you get your first apples, you take them off and throw them away. So I'll just keep a few on, just so I can see what I look like. See you next year. That'll do.